when you go to sleep, before you go to sleep, you need to realize you may not wake up tomorrow morning. This may be the last time you're laying down. This might be the last sleep you ever get. You might be getting some permanent fucking sleep. You might go to sleep forever. So keep that in mind when you're going to sleep, and make sure that you have done your due diligence that entire day before you rest your freaking head on the pillow. Because you may not be getting up in the morning. This might be it for you. That's...
Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me.
What's up, freaks? Welcome to another episode of the Steve Eckert Show podcast. And on today's episode is going to be kind of the third piece of a three-part series, which we hit the 4 different checkpoints throughout your day. The first episode 2 weeks ago was the morning routine, the daily battle plan. Last week we had the 2 middle checkpoints of the day, the start of workday routine and the end of workday routine. And today's the final piece of the puzzle, how to wrap it all up, how to put it all together in your EON, that is your end of night routine, here on the Steve Eckert Show podcast, which is a show on how to flip the switch and have a no excuses, badass mindset, guiding you to adapt, overcome, and destroy the obstacles that are preventing your success in your mindset, your family, and your business, so you could stop being a little bitch, get your shit together, and start living life on your own freaking terms, all while you create your own personal freedom lifestyle. And these 4 checkpoints throughout the day are doing exactly that, helping you create this freedom lifestyle of yours and having it under control and going from work-life imbalance to work-life satisfaction, work-life symmetry, work-life domination, and work-life happiness. And we wrap it up with the EON, the end of night routine. William McRaven said, "I think the best way to get a good night's sleep is to work hard throughout the day. If you work hard, and, of course, work out. Got to work out every freaking day. You want that good night's sleep. You want to have the end of night routine actually work for you so you can recover and regenerate and be on fire the upcoming day. You better work hard and you better freaking work out." And then Seneca, we always like to dip into some Stoic philosophy, said, "Every night before going to sleep, we must ask ourselves, what weakness did I overcome today? What virtue did I acquire?" A lot of this is going to have to do with reflection, and we're going to actually do a deeper dive into this reflection part of the end of night routine in just a second. But also I want you to think about death. Yeah, we're thinking about death. We are some morbid motherfuckers here on the Steve Eckert Show. But think about it. When you go to sleep, before you go to sleep, you need to realize you may not wake up tomorrow morning. This may be the last time you're laying down. This might be the last sleep you ever get. You might be getting some permanent fucking sleep. You might go to sleep forever. So keep that in mind when you're going to sleep, and make sure that you have done your due diligence that entire day before you rest your freaking head on the pillow. Because you may not be getting up in the morning. This might be it for you, motherfucker. That's why you need to think of it. That's why you need to close out each day. That's why you need a ritual for the end of the night, just like you needed one for the morning routine. So the morning was a personal part of the day. Morning routine is a personal routine. Start a workday routine, you transitioned from personal to professional to start the workday, obviously. Then the end of workday routine, you transition from professional back to personal. And now the EON, the end of that routine, you are transitioning from the living to the dead. You are going into the sleep, into a different dimension, into the freaking dream world. So first off, setting up this end of night routine starts earlier in your day, and everyone needs to have your own personal. You're going to need to play around with these next few things a little bit to figure out what's going to work for you. What works for me, what works for anyone else is not necessarily going to be the exact time frame for you, but you need to have curfews on yourself, set rules, set regulations, have some self-fucking regulation, some self-discipline on, let's start off with your caffeine, meaning have a time, know what time you need to cut caffeine off, that it's not going to fuck with your sleep. Then alcohol. If you didn't see the episode on alcohol a few episodes back, go back and listen to that. And we won't even have to say that you need an alcohol curfew because you'll stop fucking drinking, which you shouldn't be drinking anyway. But anyway, If you happen to partake in an adult beverage, you should have an alcohol curfew, meaning you have a time when you cut off alcohol. Same thing for food. Same thing for water. Now, I used to drink water and chug water before I went to sleep because I wanted to be hydrated when I'm sleeping. And all it did is made me wake up in the middle of the night, have to go take a piss. And it fucked up that deep sleep. So I have a curfew of water when I'm going to stop drinking water. And it's about a little, for me, it's about an hour and a half before I'm going to sleep. About an hour, hour and a half. So, and for you, it might be 30 minutes, 15 minutes, maybe it's 2 hours. You need to play around with these things and tweak them to make them fit you to give you the best recovery, regeneration, and end of night routine. Also, work. You need to have a work curfew. When are you cutting off work? What is the time that you're not going to do any work beyond this time, this line in the sand? Now, if you know we had an end of work day, the EWD, that's probably when you're cutting off work. Are there going to be times when you need to do some work after that? Absolutely. So you know that specific day, maybe it's a little bit different. But know what is your work curfew where it's not going to affect you mentally and not going to mess up your sleep. Same thing for screens. What is your screens curfew? What is the light curfew? So first, before we even get to the actual routine of your EON, you need to have these different parameters. What are the rules of the game you're playing by? And then, all right, so let's go into the routine itself. You need to have rituals for everything because these are all disciplines. These are daily disciplines. This is how you control your life. This is how you are more productive. This is how you get more shit done. These are the secrets and strategies and tactics about what allowed me to be involved in so many different things and get so much shit done and still spend more time with my kids than anyone I know and have a fucking blast doing it and train every day and work out every day and all this other shit that we do and all the traveling and whatever else. So have this routine. So the first part of the routine is just the personal stuff that you need to get done. Whatever. Shower, go brush your teeth, have your vitamins, whatever that is, the personal, whatever logistical things you need to do before you go to sleep. All right, check. You know you need to do that shit. Next one for us is a security check. And I would say this should be for anyone. Like you're about to go sleep. You're going to get the best restful sleep if you feel like you're safe, a little safer, a little more secure. So security check is checking all the windows and doors, making sure they're locked, closing the blinds where they need to be closed, making sure the garages are closed, setting the house alarm, shit like that. Like that's just taking one weight off your shoulder of stress or whatever you want to call it to give you better sleep. So that's the first thing. This one is so simple, but just doesn't happen. Literally just saying goodnight to each person in the house. That's it. Sounds so fucking stupid, but people don't do it. I'm telling you, you might not fucking wake up. So make sure to do this shit every single time. Like, do it every night. And it's also symbolic of, right, every one of these things is to wind you down just a drop more, to get you one closer step down, to get the best regeneration in your sleep as possible. So you wake up on time and on fire every motherfucking morning. So the next thing is setting the environment. Control it and set your environment, meaning make it as dark as possible, make it as cool as possible, and make it as quiet as possible. Shut the lights, shut the blinds, get some those blinds that like the hotels have that block out the dark if you have to. Put some black tape on your clock if you have to, or put the clock facing down if it's too bright. Make sure your phone is on do not disturb or whatever you need to do. Notifications are off, so it's just dark, cold, quiet. Temperature at least 68 degrees and below. It should be cool, not too hot that the heat is going to keep you awake, and it should be quiet as possible. In order to do this, you need to have a time back on the curfew. What are the light curfew? What time is lights out? Like in our house, it's supposed to be, and we break it, and then we deal with it when it happens. But it's 9:30 is like lights out time. You want to stay past 9:30? That's on you. But you better be like a fucking ninja, secret ninja, sneaking around the house and quiet with your little flashlight because all the lights are going out, and it better be quiet. You go do whatever you want for as long as you want to, but lights are out. 9:30. It is quiet time. 9:30. It is cold time. 9:30. So goes back to those curfews. Know what time lights are out and respect it. Set these standards, live these standards, and enforce these standards. Set these boundaries, live these boundaries, enforce these boundaries. Then for me, it's checking the alarm on my phone And if I have an additional alarm that day on the nightstand or whatever, is checking the alarms, because if, say, you have a flight and you're getting up at a different time than you normally do, making sure that you're going to get up at the time you need to get up for that following morning. That's another just weight off your shoulder. One less thing to worry about. Check. I'm set to get up the time I need to get up. I don't have to stress about it. I have a backup alarm, a backup plan in case the one, whatever. Backup plan. You're ready to get up. Now, that next is getting in the bed, like knowing, all right, lights are out this time, but I'm going to be in bed, actually laying down by this time, knowing what time that is and sticking to it. And then maybe doing some reading there. Lights are down, but you could have a dim light or a little small light there, whatever to do. I'm talking like just to soak in some knowledge, some motivational stuff, some philosophy stuff, the Bible, whatever it is, something bullet point, some more quotes of the day, just the similar stuff you did in the morning routine. It's just a last check-in, some shit for your mind to marinate on your sleep, to go into that subconscious world, to just soak it in and come up with who knows what during that time. So get that little last bit of quick reading and soaking in some positivity, some motivation, some philosophy, some religion, whatever it is, before you go to sleep. Then it's lights out. Lights out, eyes are closed. Now it's going into meditation, visualization, gratitude, prayer, whatever that is for you. And you do that until it's just drifting off into fucking la la land. Like, that's what you do. You're meditating on whatever, controlling your breathing, counting down your breaths, getting centered, visualization on whatever, your goals, what you're going to be doing the next day, just getting clear in your head, taking that stuff out of your head, just dumping it out of your head. Gratitude, being grateful for the shit that happened that day, the things that are going on in your life, and whatever else. Hoping that you wake up in the fucking morning the next day. So that's the basic part of the routine. But the one part of the end of night routine that I want to take a little deeper dive into is the reflection part. So all this stuff, before all this happens, I mean, the curfew stuff you're setting throughout the evening, whatever, but there's a time that kicks off this nighttime routine, which is just reflection time. It's doing that journaling for the night or whatever else. Like, you need to have some reflection. Marcus Aurelius says, at dawn, when you have trouble getting out of bed, tell yourself, I have to go to work as a human being. What do I have to complain about? If I'm going to do what I was born for, the things I was brought in this world to do, or is that what I was created for, to huddle under the blankets and stay warm? So think about that when you're going to sleep. Like, you're going to sleep so you can get up and wake up on time and on fire the next freaking morning. And this is the way you're ending the night, with this self-reflection. Because self-reflection is playing a massive freaking role, an important role in developing and strengthening your emotional intelligence, your self-awareness. Like, learning about yourself, understanding about yourself, your emotions, your goals, your dreams, your desires, your weaknesses, your fuck-ups, your failures. Like, this is what goes on in self-reflection. You need to reflect every single night. I'll sit before I go and start doing all the security check and all that stuff. The first step, we left it out just because I want to go a little deeper on this, is this reflection time. I'm here in this office in a different chair. It's a thinking corner over there, and I'm sitting here with this book and a pen, the journal and a pen. I'm getting to writing and doing some drills, and I'll go into here in a second. But it's really just getting to know yourself. This is where I get to know myself the most, is on the end of night routine, when I'm going deep, doing this reflection. Because self-reflection, it's just like asking yourself questions about yourself, asking yourself questions about your values, assessing your strengths and your weakness, your victories and your fuck-ups and failures. Thinking about the way that you interacted that day, your interactions, how you showed up that day, what you thought of that day. And part of the self-reflection is, all right, how is this connected to the big picture, the future life that I'm looking to live, my freedom lifestyle? Like, this reflection time is time to review and revisit and reflect on the day you just finished. What did I do good? What could I have done better? What did I miss out on? What did I fuck up on? How did I show up? And then I score myself on different things. You score yourself on whatever you need to. For me, it's discipline, energy, confidence, action, freak. That's decaf. There's a whole nother episode on decaf. I rate myself on those and a few other things. Sometimes the family, fitness, finances, and faith, and on those, and sometimes I'll even rate myself on my themes of the year, my words of the year. Have your scorecard. You need to get a scorecard. And then I'll ask myself at the end of the day, and I'll write about it. Did I get better and grow today? And then whatever thoughts I have about that. How did I or how didn't I? What could I have done better? Then I ask myself, was I the type of man my son wants to become and my daughter wants to marry? Then I go even a step further, because I told you, your ass might not wake up the next fucking morning. I ask myself, was I the type of man today whose kids are going to show up to his funeral? I almost didn't show up to my father's funeral. One of my sisters didn't show up to my father's funeral from Florida, and he's in New York. She was just busy. Couldn't make it. So this is some deep questions that I'm closing the day out with. And I'll go over those again real quick is, did I get better and grow today? Was I the type of man my son wants to become and my daughter wants to marry? And was I the type of man whose kids are going to show up to his funeral? And I'll wrap it up and close it out telling myself tomorrow is going to be fucking awesome. Like, that's how, imagine clearing out the day like this. All these things I'm talking about, all these rituals and these curfews, and then tell myself tomorrow is going to be fucking awesome. I can't wait to wake up tomorrow because I'm going to be waking up on time and on fire. Because I'm setting up for success with those curfews, with all those tiny little rituals like the security checks and the telling everyone, saying goodnight to everyone and all this other stuff. And the reflection I did before that, reflecting on the day, figuring out how can I make tomorrow even better? Because today I want to be better than I was yesterday, but it's still not good enough for tomorrow. That's constant, never-ending improvement. That's what reflection is doing for you. It's giving you a scorecard, telling you where you're at, giving you some self-awareness, some emotional intelligence. That's how I close it out every night. Tomorrow is going to be fucking awesome. And I can't wake up to get up tomorrow and go back to battle, go back to war, attack the fucking day. Benjamin Franklin said, early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. And that quote's been said by a few different people. Whatever. I'm saying Benjamin Franklin said it. One time I was on Instagram, I put a post from Marcus Aurelius, and they did their fact checkers, and they turned my account off for like a week or something, and I couldn't do live videos for a week. They said because their fact checkers said I'm giving false information because the quote wasn't proven that it was Marcus Aurelius who said it or some bullshit like that. So if Benjamin Franklin didn't say it, I don't know, kiss my ass. I don't care. I'm saying he said it. I'm sure he thought it or said it at one point in life. Sleep has also been said in Buddhism to be the best form of meditation. Think about that. You're going in some deep alternate dimension state when you are going to sleep. So why would you not want to set it up for success with doing all these steps that we're talking about? This is how you operate to dominate. This is how you wake up on time and on fire. This is how you have a good day every fucking day. How you don't have bad days. You only have awesome days and awesomer days. And if awesomer is not a word, it is now, motherfucker. Follow these steps. This is part 4 of these 4 parts. So start off with that first checkpoint of the day, the morning routine. The second one, the start of workday routine. The third one, the end of workday routine. And then here, the final one, the end of night routine. Stick to it. So again, don't just listen to the stuff you hear on this show. If you implement this stuff on this show, it will completely change and transform your entire freaking life. So implement these 4 checkpoints throughout your day. I want to hear in the comments below, how did this help you out? What is your end of night routine? What did you add into this end of night routine or any of these routines that we didn't talk about on the show? I want to hear about it because you know what? I'm always constantly evolving and changing mine up. I want some new stuff to think about that might make it even better on the EON, the end of night routine. So put that down in the comments below. Make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Share this video with your friends, your family members, or coworkers that need to hear this type of message and need to help get their shit together, become more productive, and start to operate, to dominate in their mindset, their family, their fitness, and their business. I will see you next time on the Steve Eckert Show podcast. And in case no one told you yet today, you are fucking awesome. No excuses.